Good morning, dear learners. Today we will discuss the very important chapter, the sermon at Benares. The sermon at Benares is actually a kind of part from Values and Voices, the book penned by Betty Renshaw, who was born in 1921, died in 1999. What she has focused in this chapter, what she has described in this chapter is really wonderful. The knowledge regarding life, the ultimate truth regarding life, this momentary life, which can have an end any moment. This has been picturized, this has been described in such a manner. Why I have used picturized? Because when you will read this chapter, it is a heart to heart talk from the writer to the readers. The sermon at Benares, we find that it starts with the description of Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha is such a popular name in our country. And why only in our country? In other countries also. Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC. Was born in a royal family. His childhood name was Siddhartha. He had no problem in his life. Such a royal family he belonged. And when he was 12 years old, he was sent for schooling, where he studied about Hindu scriptures and so many books. When he returned from schooling, he got married with a princess. He had a son also. It means everything was okay in his life. There was no problem. And 10 years he lived with his family, spent time with the family after marriage. When he was 25 years old, suddenly one day brought U-turn in the life of Gautam Buddha, Siddhartha. When he was 25 years old, when he was out for hunting, he just encountered three miserable sights and one monk also. First, he noticed a sick man, then an aged man, and then a funeral procession. He became very curious to know the sufferings of our world. Because at that time, he felt himself a lot of emotional. And these sights were eye-opening for him. Now he became very curious to know the ultimate truth of life. That what is the reality of life that has been given to us, that has been gifted to us. And he left his royal family in order to search the truth, the ultimate truth, to get enlightenment, the supreme knowledge regarding this life. That what is the reality of life? If people have sufferings in this world, so what is the ultimate truth of life? He decided that he must search for it, and that's why he left his royal family and he wandered from one place to another place for 7 years continuously. For 7 years, he moved from one place to another place, but he was not satisfied. He got many answers while searching for the meaning of life. Finally, he sat down under a purple tree and he was determined until and unless he will not be able to get the supreme knowledge, the enlightenment, he will not move from the place. Finally, his penance was fruitful and he was enlightened. And he got enlightenment, the supreme knowledge, the ultimate knowledge he got. He got the meaning of life. And that's why he was known as Buddha. After that, after achieving enlightenment, he became famous as Gautam Buddha among people. Buddha, it means a man, a person who has been enlightened, who has discovered the meaning of life. And the people tree under which he got enlightenment, that people tree was known as Bodhi tree. It means the tree of wisdom. The tree of wisdom. When he got enlightenment, he started moving from one place to another place. He gave his first sermon at Benares. And from this place, he became very popular. One story has been described in this chapter regarding one character, Kisa Gautami. Kisa Gautami was a lady who unfortunately lost her son. She moved from one place to another place to ask people about any medicine which could bring back the life of his lost son, dead son. People thought that this lady was out of senses, so they ignored Kisa Gautami. But one man was there. He helped Kisa Gautami. He guided her that please go to Gautam Buddha and he will give you the medicine and you will get it. When Kisa Gautami met with Buddha, she explained each and everything that her son died and she wanted the medicine to bring back the life of her son. Gautam Buddha said, okay, it's okay. I have the solution of your problem. You have to do one thing. He asked Kisa Gautami to bring a handful mustard seed. A handful mustard seed. And Kisa Gautami became very happy. She thought, what is wrong in it? It's very easy for me. I will get a handful of mustard seeds and I can bring back the life of my son, who is no more in this world. People say it. After that, Lord Buddha put a condition also that you have to bring a handful mustard seed from the house where none has lost a child, husband, parent, or friend. It means from that family you have to bring a handful mustard seed. This family has never faced any death of any parent, child, husband, or friend. After that, when she started visiting from one house to another, Kisa Gautami People said, okay, we can give, just we can give. We can give a handful mustard seed, but one problem is there. We have lost our family members. And their answer was just a moving type of answer that, alas, the living are few, but the dead are many. And don't remind us of our deepest grief. This was the answer she received. She wandered from one place to another place to find it out. Okay, that she could get from any house that where nobody has lost his or her family members, but she could not find. Finally, she returned to Lord Buddha, Gautama Buddha, and she realized, meanwhile, she realized it, that how selfish she was. As many people are there in the world who are suffering a lot, who have lost their near and dear ones in their life, but they are not going to complain anyone. So, what type of person I was that I went from one place to another place, one house to another house to hurt everybody's sentiments, feelings. Was I right? Then she realized she was not right in her approach, and she changed herself. And then she knew that Lord Buddha was really the person who has given her the ultimate truth of life. Now she understood that all the world is suffering from the pain of loss. And she is not the only one. All the people of the world, they are suffering from this. And then Lord Buddha told her that people who are so powerful, people who are so intelligent, for them also death is certain. Death is equal to everyone. It doesn't make any difference. This voice of Lord Buddha is also reflected clearly in Gita. How praises go. Where Lord Krishna has defined it very well in Sanskrit. One sloka is there. Nanam chinnanti shastrari, nanam dahati pavukaha, na chepam klediyantyapo na soshati manita. It means soul is immortal. Soul doesn't decay with the passage of time. So, what decays? It's a body only that decays with the passage of time. So, Lord Buddha also focusing on the same thing. He guided her that this world is full of suffering, and all the people of the world, they are just suffering. They have lost somebody who was once upon a time very much close to that kind of person. So that's why you have not to worry a lot. This is the process of the world. This is the cycle of the world: life, death, rebirth. And in this way, he had just guided this lady and to hold the world in a very enlightened manner. As he was enlightened, he highlighted the reality of the world, that the person who is very peaceful, who is the person who is very peaceful, the person who has overcome all the sufferings of the world. In this sense only, that person can get peace of life. That particular person's life can be peaceful. Thanks a lot for thanks a lot for listening. And try to weigh and judge the situation accordingly. And please pay your attention towards the gospel preachings of Lord Buddha. Thank you.